I've teamed up with GoCar. Let me tell you why. For those of you who have been following me for a while, you'll know that I don't like car loans, and I've even referred to them as crappy debt. If you own your own car and you're doing 16,000 kilometres a year, that's a cost of about €10,691 a year. The equivalent to the GoCar is around €3,600. That's a potential saving of €7,000 every year. Not only that, but the hourly rate you pay covers insurance, tax, maintenance and fuel. In Dublin City, it's so convenient. On average, there is a GoCar within a 5-minute walk from wherever you are. Download the GoCar app today for a smarter, more affordable way to move. I'm joined by Sarah, our marketing executive from Prosperous, with today's or this week's Q&A.
Hello.
How many do we have this week, Sarah?
We have 2 questions today.
Great. Okay. We just jump in?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Let's go.
Good morning. My question to you is, since we took out our mortgage a few months ago, we got the mortgage protection from a financial planner, and they advised us then to get a serious illness cover plus life cover, and also income protection. And I think we got probably the Rolls Royce of all of these covers, just in case we got seriously ill and all the rest. And we said yes, we'll get everything. But now on reflection, I'm paying $300 a month. We also have health cover, full health cover. I'm just worried, am I getting too many products for no reason? I can't afford $300 a month, and I'm just wondering, is there an alternative? Thanks a million. This is Anne-Marie.
So what's the crux of Anne-Marie's question?
Is she over? Is it overkill? Is she over-insured?
Okay. The interesting thing here is one of the things that I zoned in on there was, I can't afford €300 a month.
Yeah,
and that's her
lot.
word, right?
Yeah.
Her words were, I can't afford €300 a month. The reality is, it doesn't matter what type of insurance it is.
Yeah.
Insurance is incredibly expensive if you never use it, and it's absolutely invaluable if you need it. Okay,
yeah.
and it'll always feel like an expense until the day you need it. The thing, you can't actually answer that question for any individual without pulling their finances apart and putting them back together. But let's just remind ourselves of the different things that are going on here. Like, the life cover is the life cover. If either of them die, the mortgage is going to be paid off. It sounds of it, right? She called it serious illness cover. We call it specified illness cover. Okay, there's a difference. The reason is because there was a court case at one stage where somebody said, I want to pay out, and the company said, no, we're not paying out. They said, why not? And they said, because it's not on our list of specified illnesses. And they said, but I have serious illness cover. This is serious. Okay, and so now it's always called specified illness cover. There's a list of illnesses. There's often 50 of them. The typical ones that are paid out on are heart attack, cancer, heart attack and stroke are the 3 main ones that are paid out on. And actually, for males, it's about 2/3 of male claims are for heart attack, and it's a little bit more than that for females. It's for cancer. Cancer would be the big one for females is the cancer payouts. What happens with specified illness cover is it's a lump sum that's paid out once you're diagnosed with one of these illnesses. Okay, you get diagnosed with it, they pay out a lump sum. So in that case, the mortgage will be cleared off in full. Okay. And then you've got income protection. Right, so we've looked at life cover, pays out if you die. Specified illness cover pays out if you get diagnosed with a specified illness. And then the other one is income protection. Income protection is slightly different in that it pays out when you're out of work long term.
Okay.
So if you're out of work long term due to an illness, and typically it would be after 13 weeks or 26 weeks, so 26 weeks is 6 months. You're out of work 6 months. This kicks in and it pays you up to 75% of your wages, including the social welfare. And it pays you that until you're ready to go back to work, you're medically able to go back to work, or you hit retirement, whichever happens first. Okay. So potentially you could take this out at 25 years of age, go off long-term sick at 26 years of age, and it would pay you all the way up to 65 or whatever age you had chosen on the form as your normal retirement age. The problem with it is that, for example, that pays you your wages. Specified illness pays a lump sum. There are things that specified illness covers that income protection doesn't, and vice versa.
Yeah, I was going to say, would there ever be a case that you'd need both because they
can pay out on both. So say, for example, you get diagnosed with cancer, the specified illness cover pays out, you're going through treatment and you're out of work for more than 13 or 26 weeks and you're still out of work, it'll keep paying you because you're medically unfit to work. The opposite side, though, is you could have, like we have had situations in the office where We had someone who got a lump sum payout from their specified illness cover for a heart issue, but they were back in work within the 13 weeks and the income protection never kicked in.
Yeah.
Okay. And then vice versa, you could, about 25% of all the claims on income protection are for mental health issues.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but that's not a specified illness claim. So you
wouldn't get the
you wouldn't get a lump sum, but you would get your income.
Okay.
So the problem with it is trying to fit and match what the needs are of the people.
And they could be connected. Like you could, like mental health that we've spoken about it before. Like it could come from an illness that you had where you got your specified income payout, and then you're back to work, and then you need to take some time off again.
Exactly, and that's the point is. If someone can sit in front of me and tell me exactly what medical conditions and issues they're going to have and how long they're going to be able to work, I can tell them exactly what to do. And this is what insurance does.
Yeah.
Insurance is trying to cover all the bases.
Yeah.
And what I would say is that the only way that person is going to find out whether or not they're over-insured or not, it's not a blanket, yes, you're definitely over-insured. And you can't even say it's €300 a month, so you must be over-insured. And that's where people get caught up big time. Like that person chats to their mate, 300 quid a month, sure, I'm only paying 30 and I have everything covered. He tells me I'm grand. Everyone's circumstances are different and it's how long is a piece of string kind of an answer.
Yeah.
You do need to look at it specifically for you and see how it works out.
Yeah.
Was that only the first question?
Yeah.
It was a long answer, right? Let's try and go for another one.
Hi, I have a question in relation to income protection. I work for the HSE and I decided to take out income protection through Core Market, who have a deal with public sector workers. The process was kind of difficult. I found the insurance company involved wouldn't talk to me directly, but wouldn't complete my claim. They would only talk to my GP, who didn't really want to talk to me because he's a GP and he's too busy for that. So I eventually found out that the issue was because I have a medical condition that has been treated, but I'm still under sort of annual review and stuff with the consultant because of it, but it is treated and is under control, and I'm never going to have another issue with it. But the insurance company won't give me cover until I'm discharged from this consultant. So now I'm finding that with my next appointment with the consultant, I'm going to actually ask him to discharge me so that I can get cover. And I probably wouldn't do that if I wasn't looking for the income protection. So this just doesn't feel right, and I think maybe I should take a different approach to it, but I'm not really sure what to do. It just doesn't feel right. So I'm just looking for some better options, or maybe I just need a different insurance company. I'm not sure. I'd be grateful if you could give me some pointers on that. Thank you.
Okay. So give me your synopsis of that.
Well, I think like you're always told by everyone your health comes first, and listening, like I would always take my doctor's word as gospel, and I would feel uncomfortable the same way she was saying, asking to be discharged if it's not necessarily what would have come next naturally. So that is quite stressful. But then also, you know, income protection is a really, really important thing to have. And I think that which comes first, kind of like, which is more important.
And it's interesting because you are right. Your health comes first, right? That's the most important thing. The thing about it is you have to think about it from the insurance company's perspective, if we can go there for a minute, right? Who's going to have sympathy for them, right? But let's just try and take it from their head. How are they viewing the situation? On one hand, she has told us that she's never going to have an issue with this again, right? But on the other hand, her doctor hasn't discharged her. Right. So the insurance company's going, if you're never going to have an issue with this again, your doctor believes that, why do they keep asking you to come back and check in on you if this is completely solved? And I don't want to put fears in this person's head, right? But they're contradictory things with the narrative. And as an insurance company, they're just going to look at that and say, there's a bit of confusion there. We're not sure. We're not doing anything about it, right? Yeah. What I would find, whether it's this condition or any condition, right? The GP, she's right. Oftentimes the GPs just aren't in the position to be able to argue the case. Some GPs will. What I have found very regularly is when you go in and talk to the consultant about it, the consultants love a good argument with the insurance companies, right? And if they can give you a letter that outlines this is why they don't believe an insurance company is being fair by the decision that they're making or the position that they're taking in relation to this person's specific illness, that can go a long way towards trying to convince the insurance company that this is so that you're a safe bet to insure. Okay, I would be really slow, and in fact, absolute. Do not get yourself discharged to try and get insurance. Okay, full stop. That's and the doctor won't allow you to discharge yourself. But and you need the doctor to discharge you, you can't just discharge yourself because you won't satisfy. If you discharge yourself, in this case, that you're not going to satisfy the insurance company. But I would be talking to the consultant the next day and say, look, this is a situation I'm in. Would you be able to put something in writing for me that
and
says...
if she has been told that she's never going to have an issue with this illness in the future,
put it on paper.
Can vouch for that.
Yeah, put it on paper and give them the kind of security that they're looking for in it. But then the other thing you need to do is get yourself a decent broker, because one company's opinion will be very different from another company's opinion. And therefore, when you have that, with that information in your hand, go and do a bit of shopping around to get the broker to do it for you. So it's the same for everyone out there. If you're finding it difficult to get cover, trying for different insurers will help, but also loading yourself up with as much information and backup from the professionals that you can possibly get your hands on will really, really improve your case. Yeah. So that's this week's questions. Thanks very much for coming in, Sarah.
Thank you.
What do you want from listeners?
So from listeners, we are just looking for questions that you have, advice that you're looking for. If you could get them in by voice note, that's great. Also, if you have any suggestions of topics you'd like to hear, or if you'd like to be a guest yourself on the podcast, please get in touch on 087 291 0507.
That's great. Sarah, thanks very much.
Thank you.